Previously on the rise and fall of Nature Boy and carbonation.
Like I said, we're moving into the RV full time, and let me show you it again. Say hi, Osiris. This is gonna be the first of many videos about us being on the road and going different places. Like I said, we're going to Florida first.
On March 3rd, 2015, Nature Boy, Maisha, and the kids left their house in Atlanta and began their new life living in their RV. Nature Boy hired a manager to run the barbershop while he hit the road. Leo was left to fend for himself, still living in the back of the shop.
I traveled the whole coast of Florida, stayed at all the RV parks. And mind you, I'm this black kid from the hood, pulling up in an RV. You know, it's nothing but elder white people out there, you know, that retired in their fishing boats and stuff. Like, yo, this is when I knew I was different.
Although Nature Boy was out on the open road and experiencing things he'd never done before, there was still a part of him that yearned for more. He felt like he just wanted to disattach himself from society altogether and just leave everything behind. Maisha could sense something was wrong.
She was there with him and she was doing the journey with him, but she was saying that he was seeming to be still unhappy.
Just a little over a month after leaving Atlanta, Nature Boy's plan to live on the road would come to an abrupt end.
My barbershop started to fall apart, so I had to come back.
Nature Boy got back to Atlanta and invested all of his time into getting the shop back in order. He even had a small stage built for local teens in the neighborhood to perform in a weekly talent show.
I helped people in the community, gave away free food, gave away free cuts, helped the community out, try to educate my people in my barbershop. So I started teaching in my barbershop. They didn't give a fuck about what I was talking about. It got to the point where I was playing educated spiritual videos in my barbershop instead of putting the game on. There was a couple of niggas that would listen, but a majority of niggas was like, yo, listen, man, I came here for a cut, nigga, and watch the game. You used to give us drinks, nigga. What happened to the drinks? The barbershop wasn't my frequency no more.
Nature Boy would leave the shop again, this time for good.
Coming out of Florida, coming back to that, it gave me a headache after a while. I've separated myself. I gave somebody my barber chair. The manager would come to me, knock on my door on a Saturday, give me the booth rent. And with this time right here, having dreams and opening up realms where there was these dark beings, I was scared to fall asleep.
Then I died. In my sleep, I died. And when I died, I came back, of course. But when I died, I stayed up for 3 days and I died. And when I died, I woke up in a hospital. I was in another reality, just as real as this one, in a hospital. And when I got back here, it made me question the fabric of reality, because it's like, that was so real. How the fuck? I didn't know where I was dreaming at. Was it this a dream? Was that a dream? I didn't know where I was dreaming. That's how vivid my dreams was.
Maisha was watching Nature Boy unravel right before her eyes, and there was nothing she could do about it. He was hardly getting any sleep at night, and his days consisted of watching conspiracy videos on YouTube, along with black conscious videos mainly by Sonetta TV, Brother Polite, and Young Pharaoh. He rambled daily about America, which he called Babylon, and how it was gonna fall.
I started studying what America was, what money was, breaking my reality down to a molecule.
It was during this time, Nature Boy would learn his oldest sister Tanya had passed away in New York.
My sister died. He drove me all the way from Atlanta to New York with his baby mama, my nephew, and her two kids.
He looked at death at the time like, let the dead bury the dead, or whatever the case may be. He really came like with a cold heart. He just came at the time because I believe Maisha was there, and Maisha was very supportive at the time because she knew Tanya, her and Tanya connected.
After the service for his sister, Leo decided to stay in New York. Nature Boy, Maisha, and the kids headed back to Atlanta. Nature Boy's rapid decline only seemed to intensify once they got back. All of a sudden, he stopped taking showers.
This is when everything started, because I just knew, stop taking showers. And that point, everything starts falling apart. Girlfriend is looking at me like I'm crazy. I stopped cutting my hair. I was forgetting what days were, what day it was. And people were like, dude, you good? They would come drop the money off for the shop. And I was like, just hair crazy. I'm like, what's up, man? Do you realize what's going on? And people just like, yo, dude, we don't want to hear that.
Maisha had finally had enough and felt like the best thing for her and the kids to do was move on.
So she got gone. She went with her family in South Carolina or wherever, went her way and he went his way.
When it comes to Maisha, like,
I hate that we reduce our relationship to the bad moments. When we was together 6 years, we had so many beautiful moments. You know what I'm saying? It reduces to the negative. I hate that. But I'm not going to ignore the fact that I cheated on Maisha several times. I hurt her very bad because I didn't know who I was as a man. And we did get into physical altercations where I felt so bad about that, I damn near died in a heartache.
As Maisha got settled into South Carolina, Nature Boy rented a room from a friend in Atlanta. It was at some point during this time that Nature Boy contacted Young Pharaoh on Facebook, and the two of them built a cordial online friendship. Soon after meeting each other, Young Pharaoh secured himself an interview with Sonetta TV. Nature Boy offered to give Pharaoh a ride from his home in Buffalo, New York, to the interview, which was in Harlem.
Nature Boy drove from Atlanta all the way here to New York to see me.
You know what I mean? I just finished having a conversation with somebody. I'm still on the way to New York right now.
Young Pharaoh says when they got to the interview, he asked Sonetta if Nature Boy could come up so he didn't have to wait in the car. Sonetta agreed.
That's the whole even way Nature Boy even came to fuck up. You would have never even seen this nigga on camera.
It was during this interview that Young Pharaoh and Nature Boy's friendship would come to an ultimate end.
I got the young god here, brother Pharaoh. Pharaoh has came all the way from Buffalo, New York. And my brother Nature is here from Atlanta. First, I want to talk to my brother Nature. Why are you so infatuated, my brother? We're going back to Africa. Talk to the people.
The tropical man belongs between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. What does that mean? If you look on the map of an equator,
At this time, Pharaoh is mad at Nature Boy because Pharaoh came to do the interview, but he brought Nature Boy with him. This is my first time meeting Nature Boy. This is my first time meeting young Pharaoh. And so Pharaoh is getting heated because I'm starting to ask him questions first. You can look at Pharaoh's face and be like, nigga, you getting the limelight, nigga? I'm the one brought you here. But I didn't know all this. I'm thinking they cool.
I'm doing the interview. This nigga jumps in the interview, grab the mic. 1,300, maybe 1,500 people watching. We live. So I'm trying to be smooth because this is my first time being on this platform and I don't want my first impression, to be fucked up. So I grabbed the mic back from the nigga. Mind you, we never supposed to even had the mic. So somebody called in and was like, yo, I know that nigga gay. So Nature Boy gets to arguing, screaming at the top of his fucking lungs, embarrassing the fuck out of me on this live stream. Now I'm on fire because I'm feeling wild disrespected. Because I'm like, nigga, I don't even know you.
At the end of this whole thing, young Pharaoh and Nature Boy was getting ready to fight.
So I had to let the nigga know, like, listen, I'm not trying to be egotistical. I'm not trying to do none of that. But don't ever snatch no motherfucking mic out my motherfucking hand, my nigga. So we getting into it. So now we arguing. So boom, we go our separate ways. That was my first and last time meeting the nigga.
Although Young Pharaoh and Nature Boy would never see each other again face to face, their beef was far from over. Once Nature Boy got back to Atlanta, he stayed mainly secluded in his room and dove deeper into spirituality and the wonders of nature.
and I start asking people questions like, what are the trees? What are trees? A tree is a tree. Nah, nigga, what is a tree? What is a bird? It's a bird. No, nigga, what is it?
He had stopped eating meat months prior, but now even plant vegetables weren't a part of his diet.
I just, basically had a sixth sense to go to the fruit. And I was just like, I'm just going to eat fruit.
I started arguing with vegans. Like, listen, we can't eat plants. I just knew things. I knew things. I didn't want to no longer be a part of anything that was destroying anything else, whether that was a person or a plant, because I knew that all of life, I just had this vast respect for life. And so life for me in Babylon became very uncomfortable because I knew too much.
Going live on Facebook was still rather new at this time. He would use this new feature to spread his message to a wide range of people in real time.
Peace, 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 peace. It's good to see you guys. My reflection, how you been? We're gonna dive right in.
Sometime during the months following the Sonetta interview, his once firm stance on moving back to Africa changed.
I personally would advise anyone to stay away from Africa because as beautiful as Africa is, there's gonna be lots of war.
His messages would reach even a larger amount of people when he began posting videos to YouTube.
You can catch these videos also on my YouTube, Nature Boy TV. Everywhere on social media, you can find me. My name is Nature Boy TV on there. Nature Boy TV, simple.
In mid-2016, Nature Boy would finally make the decision to leave the United States for good.
This year, yes, your reflection, I'm leaving the United States. My meditations are leading me to South America, and that's where I'm going. You guys are welcome to come.
Over the course of the next month, Nature Boy would begin prepping for his new life in nature. He went live daily, updating his followers on his status and trying to convince them to join him on his journey.
This is the year. You gotta get out of here, all right? Go home. Between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn.
Slowly but surely, he began getting rid of everything he owned.
Who I was as Bishop was dying. I gave all that I owned away. I gave cars away. I gave the barbershop away.
Nature Boy gave the barbershop to his manager named Lex. He wanted to cut all distractions that came with his Babylon name. He wanted to start fresh in nature. Leo was hurt when he heard the news of Nature Boy giving the shop to Lex. Even though he was living in New York, he thought his brother should have gave it to him before anybody else.
I was like, damn, boy. I mean, there was people out there was reaching out to me like, that's crazy.
When one of Nature Boy's followers learned he was going to South America, she sent him a message telling him that her brother owned acres of land in Honduras. She said her brother would be willing to let him and whoever he came with live on the land for free. She also told him the land had 2 houses on it that would need to be renovated. Although Honduras was in Central and not South America, he couldn't refuse the offer. Nature Boy changed his plans and would now be headed to Honduras. Before leaving, Nature Boy headed to Ohio, where he would visit Mike Brown for a few weeks.
I'm out here in Ohio, man. We riding, baby. One thing I can say about Ohio that I love, though, is like, it's so peaceful out here. Ain't all that craziness like Wi-Fi and all that. It's more country. Although it's more away from the equator, you feel the difference. But it is more country out here. Like, you know, I like the countryside. I like to be away from the city.
Finally, in late 2016, Nature Boy went live and told his followers he'd be leaving Babylon in less than a week.
I'm leaving Ohio, going back to Atlanta for a couple of days. I'm going to be giving my car back to the bank. And then from there, I'm going to Florida. And then on Thursday, I'm going to be flying to Honduras one way. I'm going to show y'all how I pack my bag to go. For all of y'all that's planning on really getting the fuck up out of here. I bought a 60-liter bag because my whole life is in this one bag right here, okay? This right here is a water filter. So basically, when you're in nature, you can basically take any kind of water and put it in a water jug and then slurp it through this here thing. Got me a little handy tool set just in case it goes down. And I need tools for some reason. Right there is my tent. This is my tent right here. This is my solar panels right here. So when I'm walking, the sun will be charging this. I can power my stuff right here. Now mind you, we have 2 houses. We have 2 houses, upstairs, downstairs, plenty of room for everybody. I just take this stuff because when we do go to the land, we're gonna be camping out there. This is all the stuff I got right here. All right, so I got a couple pairs of shorts, got some t-shirts. You don't need much, you know what I'm saying? Because we're gonna be butt naked all the time. Now that I'm going into nature, I'm going to build a village. Don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I know that it's going to happen because I said it's going to happen.
Nature Boy went live the day before leaving and told his followers that wanted to go with him where and what time to meet him the following day. Although some people showed up, it wasn't exactly what Nature Boy was expecting.
I got an all-female following, and so I'm thinking that they're coming. No. 3 guys pop out of nowhere. And I was like, you know what? Y'all my warriors. Y'all my warriors.
The warriors. It's been warriors, beautiful, baby. Man. Warriors.
So Key, Omac, and this guy we called Starlight at the time. We left.
Before boarding the plane, Starlight shocked Nature Boy by telling him something that would prove to be critical once they would arrive in Honduras.
He says, I speak Spanish. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, I speak Spanish fluently. I'm like, what the? So I'm like, wow, this is all coming together. Then Key's like, yo, I brought $20,000. I'm like, $20,000? Like, oh shit, okay, cool. Like, okay, you're useful. Okay, come on in. And then Omac always had an eye for aesthetics.
The initial movement was to start an eco village in Honduras. That's what the goal of it was at first. That's why I went out there.
We all got on the plane. It was beautiful, and it's like if you could think of me being guided, and everything that I need came with me jumping out with faith.
The four of them would make it to the land in Honduras, but Nature Boy immediately decided it wasn't up to his standards.
He's got 30 acres of land. We get there, it's not what it seems, okay? And I remember walking into his house. It was like his grandma's house. It was like all her old stuff knitted. It was like her old pictures. It was like one of these old creepy houses. I was like, dude, I'm not staying here.
Nature Boy decided to rent a hotel room until they could find a house that was more suitable for him. They stayed at the hotel for about 2 weeks until they found an ideal property in Santa Fe.
Got the house. It was beautiful. That $20,000 sure came to handy.
Steve, who would later be known as Phoenix, was the man who owned the land Nature Boy decided not to stay on. He would join Nature Boy's group, which was now called the Ethereans, and moved onto the rental property with them.
I invited people to come, open-heartedly. Everybody come. Get you a tent. I got a big-ass yard. You could just, we're right under an avocado tree. We got a mango tree right here. We got a river in the back. Come on.
And this is not a vacation. This is where we live. And you're more than welcome to stay. You see, I got plenty of room. Bring your tent.
Boy, was that a mistake.
As Nature Boy posted more videos promoting living in nature, slowly but surely more people began to join.
We just basically, was opening our doors to anybody that wanted to join us, and it was unorganized as hell, man.
A lot of people came because they were just coming in waves, bro. Like wave after wave after wave. Bro, I remember one point in time, me and Keith counted at least like 70 people at minimum that passed through. A lot of people came.
As more women began to join the group, Nature Boy would implement polygamy as a way of life in his Etherean tribe.
We have to talk about polygamy because if we don't talk about polygamy, then we're not talking about family. And if we're not talking about family, we're not talking about human evolution.
One of his first wives, or directs as he referred to them, was a young woman from Louisiana he would name Yaya.
So how has your journey been since you've been here? From an arts type perspective.
My journey has been very beautiful.
With polygamy, it's just for me being with 4 female students that I'm dealing with very intimately. And it's nothing more, nothing less than that. Sex for me is me plugging into a woman, sending my knowledge like a USB to a computer. And when I have sex, I'm putting fluid in you. Inside the fluid is DNA. On that DNA is all of the knowledge that I know. And you're now getting a direct transfer from my file into your ribosome, into your DNA. And if you do that enough, you can take me on in the knowledge point long enough to the point where I'm inside of you.
The more people that joined the group, the more money Nature Boy spent.
I bought them food. I gave them shelter. I bought them tents. I bought them everything that they asked for. Cell phones. I gave people. I bought them dirt bikes and iPads and laptops and just food alone, man.
Before long, the $20,000 Key had given was running low. Although Nature Boy was still getting $3,000 a month from Mike Brown, that wouldn't be enough to support everyone. Shortly before heading off with Nature Boy, Key had received a large inheritance. Now running low on funds, Nature Boy asked Key if he had any more money to offer. Key gave him another $20,000. Life in Honduras for Nature Boy and the group seemed to be going pretty well until an unfortunate event would interrupt everything.
We got robbed in Honduras.
We were in the middle of the street, broad daylight, and we get robbed for everything. Laptops, everything. Your phone, wallet, passports, everything. They took a truck of ours.
Erica Carroll, a music producer from Atlanta, who Nature Boy would later name Blueprint, BP for short, was one of the earliest members to join the Ethereans. She was there at the time of the robbery and says Nature Boy was the first one to run as they were being robbed.
We was getting robbed in Honduras, and he was the first one. Like he's the leader of the group. He was the first one to run.
After the robbery in Honduras, Nature Boy and the Ethereans packed up whatever they could and left. They would leave a significant amount of things behind.
We had left vans in the truck, a new truck that they just bought. Had to get some more bikes when we left because we couldn't take all that stuff.
The group headed south through Central America with the intentions on moving to Peru.
That's what I was plans with. We were going to Peru. I had a plan, and they say, you want to make God laugh? Tell her your plan.
The plan to move to Peru would change after traveling through Nicaragua and crossing the border into Costa Rica.
Soon as we come into Costa Rica, immediately we knew Costa Rica was it. I told all the Ethereum, I'm like, look, y'all can go, man. I'm staying here, man. I'm staying in Costa Rica, dog. I'm not going nowhere. So we're driving. We're like trying to find a hotel. We're like, nah, I don't want to sleep in this hotel. I'm bougie. So we used to just wind up sleeping in the van. And we hear all night. We just hear monkeys all night. Like, it was so dope. And we was on the side of a road.
They would eventually rent a beautiful house in the mountains of Costa Rica, surrounded by the rainforest, and Nature Boy would change the name of the group to Melanation.
We were living far off into the mountain, maybe like 4,000 feet in the mountains, where our house was so secluded.
He would continue to post videos of his teachings on social media, but now with the beautiful Costa Rican mountainside as a backdrop, for some people watching his videos, the allure was too hard to resist. Velvet Marquez, who would later be known as Eliana or Nana, was a freshman at Tuskegee University in Alabama, studying agriculture.
I'm in school, but I really don't want to be in school. I'm passing my classes, but it's draining to me.
Originally from New Orleans, Velvet had volunteered for numerous nonprofits that built gardens and helped revitalize poverty-stricken communities in her city. One day while at school, she randomly came across a post from Nature Boy, and it caught her attention.
So I clicked on his page, and that spurred me to, research a little bit.
We're in a jungle reflection. The most purest part of your body is the jungle. Get there. Between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. Those of y'all been following me for a minute. You remember last year? Yeah, we was in the room, right? In Atlanta. I came right from where you came from.
There was like profiles of different people who were in that same circle or culture or tribe or whatever.
Connecting back to nature, and I started to find that I love that shit.
Yeah, you got the knowledge, and I get the wisdom.
My journey since I've been here has been just peace. You know what I'm saying? It's been a lot of understanding, loving myself, understanding myself.
I didn't know who Nature Boy was specifically at that time. I didn't know that he was the leader. I didn't know that he was like the main character, right, of the whole thing. So I just only started talking to Omek.
I'm Omek. I came from Atlanta, and basically how I got here, a lot of crazy life experiences started happening to me at the beginning of this year. It's making me start seeing reality for what it really is.
He was the only person that I saw there that I could potentially have a connection with, whether it was platonic or romantic.
When I first seen Velvet, she was on a Facebook video, and I was like, yo, go get her, Yaya was being kind of jealous. A couple weeks later, Omek tells me, yo, I got a direct. I was like, oh, word? That's what's up.
According to Nature Boy, when Omek showed him Velvet's picture, he immediately recognized her but didn't say anything.
I was like, damn, all right, cool, like, fuck it, let him get his girl. You know what I'm saying?
Over 1,900 miles away from Tuskegee, in Corner Brook, a small city in Canada, a 21-year-old woman named Kayla Reed was discovering Nature Boy's tribe at the same time.
She basically told me she's been watching my videos, she's inspired, she gets it, and I'm like, the world needs to hear this message from a Caucasian.
As Kayla was making plans to head to Costa Rica, so was Velvet. By this time, Velvet and Omek had sparked an online relationship.
I just had made 20 on February 17th. I left to get on a plane on February 27th.
Velvet and Kayla would both arrive in Costa Rica within days of each other. From the moment Velvet arrived, Nature Boy had his eyes on her.
When she came in, I knew that I was attracted to her. And I don't know if women are attracted to me when they first come, but I asked her. I said, are you attracted to me? She said, no. Right in front of Omek.
So I'm having this conversation with him in front of the tribe, in front of Omac, and he's like, you sure you want to be with Omac? You sure? And I'm like, I said I wanted to be with Omac. I said I'm with Omac, and I'm currently with him.
Kayla would later describe her experience when first joining the tribe as well.
Melanation, they were very welcoming. Like, I don't think I've ever had such a warm welcome. Very honest environment, very open. It would have been nice to not be having to be so secretive about the whole thing. I think that caused a bit of tension in me that could have been avoided.
Police need your help finding a missing woman. Take a good look at your screen here.
Unknown to Nature Boy, back in Corner Brook, Kayla's family had filed a missing persons report after she told them she was going on a church retreat, but never returned home.
If you know where she is, call police.
The following month, Kayla's family would spot her in a video posted on Nature Boy's Facebook page. Kayla was now going by the name Sunray, and her family was worried she was being held against her will.
I'm Ray.
Yeah.
Peace reflection.
Ray, how did you pop up here?
Sunray.
Sunray. Ray's here. Wait, isn't Nature Boy a prejudice? Isn't he racist? How does he have white people there?
Newfoundland police would contact Nature Boy and talk to Kayla. After she assured them she was there willingly, the police could do nothing because she was an adult.
The police were calling, looking for her and stuff like that. And I was like, I made sure that she got in contact with the police station there in Canada. I also made sure that she got in contact with her Babylon mother, what we call the Babylon mother.
Kayla's mother would do a sit-down interview with a local Canadian morning show, advising the public about Nature Boy and melanation. The media would run with the story, and for the first time, melanation would be labeled a cult, and Nature Boy was the leader.
Kayla did call me. I was happy to hear that she was okay. But in the background, you could hear Nature Boy more or less telling her what to say. The conversation was very disturbing. She said that she has no family. She has no mother or brother or sister. It was a very disturbing conversation.
Sunray is just, she is the happiest that, she says she's ever been. She's actually afraid of the people that she ran away from. And I can't blame her. I don't mind her living with me. And she's good. She's a friend of mine. She's a family member of mine. We treat her with nothing but love, and we treat her with nothing but love. And it's her decision to be here with me and live as I do, and that's her right. But at the same time, I also know that I'm a black man, and she's a white girl. She's in a white girl form, and I'm in a black man body. Word is out that I am somebody controlling or manipulating her mind. And so I wanted to make that clear that that's not the situation at all.
Despite Nature Boy's attempts at trying to clear the rumors, Kayla's family and the media had already set their own narrative.
I thought they had this story and they basically ran with it because they don't really have much else to talk about.
I think we can all imagine the anguish trying to find someone you love so much who vanished inside a cult.
Questions remain, including why so many people would leave their families to join that cult in the first place.
They seem to think or feel that they're on a kind of retreat and they're putting up tents and they seem to be so filled with celebration. What you think is community, what you think is love, is a disguise for something much darker.
The world sees as this little white girl that is being held captured by this angry cult leader black man. OMG. I'm dead.